May 18th, 2011 is a day that I'll never forget. That was the day that my youngest son, Mark, died by suicide. Mark was a very passionate young man. He was passionate about animals. He had rescued cats and a dog that he just loved and would do anything for. He was passionate about learning. He would read whatever he needed. If there was a subject that he wanted to learn more about, he would just read about it till he can have an intelligent conversation about it. He also loved science fiction and classical literature. Mark was also passionate about his friends. After the funeral, I learned many stories and heard many stories about how Mark would step in to help his friends in need, and also how he was the one who would attend special events that his friends were involved in. Mark's passion was also expressed through extreme mood swings that it could quickly come on and quickly trigger. I believed that he could be suicidal if the right conditions took place. But I didn't want to talk about it because I thought that I would put the thoughts of suicide in his head. The last time that we met, he was in a difficult situation. But during our conversation, he told me about all the plans that he had and for the next 3 weeks, and I thought that he would be okay. So I didn't talk anything more about it. At the end of the evening, I gave him a hug, told him I loved him, and he left. And then 5 days later, he was gone. I could never go back to being the person that I was before May 18th, 2011. There's a hole in my heart that nothing can fill. And I know that there's other parents and siblings and children who feel that same ache just because suicide happens far too often. Suicide is preventable, but you have to act. If your daughter is depressed and she's asking questions or saying things like, the world would be better without me, or nobody cares if I live or die, you need to ask the question, are you thinking about suicide? If your son starts giving away prized possessions or isolates himself from his friends, you need to ask the question, are you thinking about killing yourself? I know it's a tough question to ask, but it needs to be asked. You won't be putting any new ideas in their heads like I thought, and you may just be saving their life. Suicide is preventable. If you ask the question, if they say no, then that's great. Give them a hug, tell them you love them. But if they say yes, tell them thank you for being honest. Give them a hug, tell them you love them, and tell them that you want to help. There's help available. Reach out to others. Don't try to do this by yourself. There's resources available. Suicide is preventable. You need to act, and you need to ask the question.